In a small town surrounded by a dense forest, there stood an abandoned house that was the subject of eerie rumors. It was said that an old witch once lived there, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The locals tried to avoid the place, especially at night when the wind howled and the trees whispered their secrets. One day, a group of teenagers, eager to test their nerves, decided to spend the night in that house. They gathered flashlights, snacks, and, full of courage, headed toward the abandoned building. The door, covered in dust and cobwebs, creaked as they entered. Inside, silence reigned, broken only by the sound of their footsteps and the rustling of old wallpaper. At first, everything was fun. They laughed, told scary stories, and took selfies against the backdrop of the antique furniture. But soon the atmosphere changed. Suddenly, one of them, Max, noticed something glimmering in the corner of the room. Approaching it, he discovered an old book bound in leather, adorned with mysterious symbols on the cover. His friends, intrigued, gathered around him. "Let's open it," suggested Lena, and without waiting for agreement, she flung the book open. At that moment, a crack echoed through the room, and the light from their flashlights began to flicker. The pages of the book were filled with spells and drawings depicting sinister rituals. Suddenly, whispers emerged from the darkness. At first, they were quiet, but gradually grew louder, turning into a deafening scream. The friends, in a panic, began searching for an exit, but the doors they had entered were locked. The walls began to close in, and the floor beneath them started to tremble. "What have we done?" shouted Max, realizing they had awakened something ancient and malevolent. Suddenly, from the shadows, a figure appeared, the old witch, with long hair and burning eyes. She looked at them with hatred and malice. "You have disturbed my peace," she roared, her voice echoing through the room. "Now you will pay for it." The friends, engulfed in fear, started to run through the corridors. But each time they tried to escape, the witch blocked their path. She laughed, and her laughter sounded like thunder. Eventually, they found themselves in the basement, where the walls were covered in strange symbols, and the air was thick with the smell of decay. There, they discovered an old door that seemed to lead outside. They pushed it open, and to their surprise, it revealed not the street, but an endless forest shrouded in fog. They realized they had fallen into a trap. The witch had imprisoned them in her world. Since then, no one has seen the teenagers. It is said that sometimes, when the wind howls through the trees, you can hear their cries for help, and the abandoned house still stands, waiting for new victims brave enough to open its doors and awaken the ancient evil.